Hi there, everybody. This is Lee, and I'm talking about progressive politics. Um, I've spoken about several groups that have been forming in response to Bernie Sanders' defeat in the primaries of 2016. For instance, Our Revolution sprung up from Bernie Sanders' uh, staffers, and then Brand New Congress was another group that sprung up. Progressive Independent Party was yet another group that sprung up in 2016. And then recently, the Justice Democrats have sprung up in 2017, run by the Young Turks. And so there's at least four that I know of. There may be more. The goal of these groups are to overturn the U.S. Congress and to recruit and promote and campaign for and fundraise for progressive candidates to run for office um, at the federal level to overturn the Congress as a check on corporate power. And they all have similar goals, but with a slightly different methodology. Our revolution, from what I see, their purpose is to turn Congress blue no matter what, no matter who. Centrist Democrats, corporate Democrats, moderate Democrats, as long as they're blue, they'll recruit, fundraise for, and help run their campaigns for Congress. And this is our revolution. The goal of Brand New Congress, it was to uh, their goal, it seemed like it was to run candidates, Republican, Democratic, and then Independent. But recently they sent out notice that they're coordinating with the Justice Democrats. And since the Justice Democrats plan to run candidates, um, Democratic candidates, for office, Brand New Congress is coordinating with them. And so Brand New Congress will flank right and run Republicans, and then independents for certain positions. And so that's the difference between our revolution, um, Brand New Congress, and Justice Democrats. Um, the goal of the Progressive Independent Party, this is run by Arakel Bloss, I believe that's her name. She's the founder. Their goal is similar, but they plan to run third parties, independents, Greens, Democratic Socialists, things like that. And so similar goals, different methodology. Progressive Independent Party also wants to focus on women, to actually restore a balance to the makeup of the Congress. It's dreadfully off balance right now. 80% of the Congress is men, although 50% of the population, actually more than 50% of the voting electorate, tax-paying electorate, is women. So there needs to be balance, and so Progressive Independent Party is hoping to restore that balance. And so I'll post links to all four groups, and people can get a feel for where they want to send their support, or if they want to run. There's a nomination process and things like that. Lots of organizing, communication, coordinating that has to be done. And I do hope that these groups are coordinating. Um, so there won't be multiple progressives running for the same position. There's at least 435 House seats coming open in 2018, and then 33 Senate seats coming open in 2018. And there's also governorships and down ballot positions at all levels in 2018. There's also positions that are coming open in 2017, certain special elections. And then also Virginia and New Jersey are having elections, down ballot elections for governor and then the state houses. And so there's lots going on in 2017. The groups that already have a machine in place are targeting those seats already. And then, of course, they're gearing up for 2018. And so lots of excitement. People have a lot going on. And I wanted to actually suggest a criteria for which candidates or which current House members to target. I mean, people have their own preferences. Probably some are more knowledgeable about the person in their states, their own congressman, and whether they should be unseated as an incumbent or as a senator. But I have about 6 general criteria that I can use as a guide that I would recommend that you can just cross check these names and see which side that these particular congressmen fell on. First, if this congressman voted to grant fast track authority to Barack Obama on the Trans Pacific Partnership, then they've already shown very bad judgment. That was a horrific trade deal. And so whoever voted and supported Barack Obama on that needs a second look. Also, those who served as superdelegates for Hillary Clinton, even before the primary began, may need a second look. They actually allowed themselves to be used to defeat the progressive movement that started under Bernie Sanders. Also, those who voted for the GMO dark labeling bill, which Bernie Sanders was against, specifically because it watered down consumer protection. There were members of his, well, not his party, but the Democratic Party that voted for that. I think Dianne Feinstein is one, but there are many others, and so that's another criteria. Those who voted again against Bernie Sanders to lower drug prices on Canadian imports, they need a second look. And so there's actually 2 more criteria that have not occurred yet, but are coming up very soon, I believe. John Conyers is introducing the single-payer health care bill again in the Congress. It's H.R. 676. And so Nancy Pelosi, the House Minority Leader, has talked a big game about single-payer health care, but she's done nothing at all whatsoever to support John Conyers' bill when he introduced it previously. She has done nothing to organize support for it in the Congress. She has done nothing. And so this is another test that's coming up very soon. Ralph Nader already called Nancy Pelosi out on that. And maybe it's time that we, the tax-paying public who needs health care, should call her out on it too. And then everyone else. Our Congress, they have health care. We pay for that. For some reason, they think that they should not return the favor to us. And I disagree. There's yet another, and this is the Medicare for All drug price negotiation. Donald Trump has expressed support for lower drug prices for Medicare. He's been negotiating that with the pharmaceutical companies. Paul Ryan seems to be opposed to that, but Bernie Sanders supports Donald Trump's efforts. And so if Bernie Sanders sends another bill or amendment through the Congress, I think it's necessary for people to be very watchful and see which way the votes go. That might be the final nail on the coffin. But anyway, these are just recommendations for if you're part of the Our Revolution, if you're part of the Justice Democrats, if you're part of the Progressive Independent Party, or if you're part of Brand New Congress. There's so much organizing, recruitment, communications, planning to do. But for those of you who are looking to nominate people or recommend people to run under these umbrella groups, these coalitions, these are some criteria. You might also have other criteria. And then if you're considering running for office, you have options. You won't be on your own. You have machines that have already formed since last year that are gearing up to support candidates to run for office. So you can communicate and contact these machines. I'll post links in the description and see which one you want to join based on your political identity, your political outlook, your region, who you're trying to unseat, all kinds of things like this. Also, if you're a write-in or independent candidate, you likely won't be alone. Again, you can find a machine and join up and see how far it takes you. Hopefully, it takes you all the way to Capitol Hill, and then you'll be successful. And when you succeed, we all do. Good luck.